Daddy Pig has his skateboard.
In this video, I'm going to break down a lot of mistakes in Peppa Pig. Sometimes I'm shocked at how badly they mess things up. But nevertheless, I'll start with the episode called
Richard Rabbit Comes to Play.
Now in the foreground, it's raining. But for some reason, it's not raining behind that window. Then the rain stops in the foreground, and it still doesn't appear behind the window. Only at the end does the rain finally start behind the house.
Richard! Dinosaur! Dinosaur!
Now you heard Richard. In general, it sounds quite similar to the roar of a dinosaur. Let's listen to how George makes the dinosaur's voice. It's possible the creators confused the audio tracks and swapped their voices, because George never made the dinosaur sound like a sheep.
George and Richard are best friends.
While George was away, something changed in the room. For example, before, the toy basket was empty, and also the letters on the blocks that made up the castle changed, except for the lowest block. That means the blocks on top fell down, and Peppa had to rebuild the castle from scratch. Between shots, the picture with the plane moved lower.
George! You've knocked my house down. Please, George.
I need this. My mom is kind of homeless. I love you.
Now the blue car is in the basket, we see George flip it over, and the car ends up under the basket. But in the next scene, we see that this car is next to the bed.
Potato!
Potato.
That incredibly interesting program is playing in the background during the whole dialogue.
Susie Sheep to come over.
Susie Sheep is Peppa's best friend.
But when Peppa takes the phone in her hands, the TV program goes silent immediately.
Let's ring her.
Silence!
They didn't remove the sound from the TV in the Spanish dubbing, by the way. Here, next to the door, there's a doorbell, even though at the beginning of the episode it wasn't there.
George!
Now it's time to talk about how the artists break canon. Now Richard has a blue dinosaur, although in other episodes he had a red dinosaur. But that's not all. Besides changing Richard's dinosaur from red to blue, they also changed this other dinosaur from blue to red. I don't know how such a mix-up happened, but the animators allowed it.
It is a hospital.
These drawings on the wall used to hang higher. I mean, much higher. Actually, earlier we were shown how Susie Sheep put the dinosaur in the basket, but now it's gone. And also in the picture next to the window, there was a plane drawn, not a cat. You might think the animators simply swapped the plane picture with the cat picture. But then where did the giraffe come from?
Now it is a railway station.
The train's wheels are separated from its carriages, as if it were levitating.
What's all this crying about?
Look how tidy the room is now.
Play outside.
And after a short dialogue, the room is less tidy. And also someone shifted the pictures.
The library.
It is bedtime.
What's going on with the window on the left? For some reason, its left half is a bit darker than the right half. This is especially visible if you increase the contrast.
Can I have a story, please?
No.
The red monkey has a bath, cleans his bath, and goes to bath.
In the open book, there are only 3 pages on the right. When Mummy Pig turns a page, there are only 2 pages left on the right. After she turns another page, there are still 2 pages.
What's this one?
The Wonderful World of Concrete.
In this scene, the book's binding is on the left, though in the previous shot, it was on the right. And one more thing. In this scene, there's a toy plane and a car on the right in the basket. But in this scene, the plane is already gone. Then the car moves behind the dinosaur. I seriously don't understand why the animators change things the characters don't even touch. Interestingly, the book is written with a random text generator, but one of the artists still decided to tap the keyboard to get this word.
The wonderful world of concrete. Concrete is soft. Still soft.
And now...
Concrete is a construction material composed of tomatoes, spaghetti, and fruit. Chapter 1.
While the paragraph is written in gibberish, its heading is written in real English. And by the way, I noticed a certain pattern. Technical things are written in normal Latin letters, like the text on the computer. At the same time, the children's book is written in scribbles to show it's a playful font. The same is done to depict handwritten things, like letters. Though why then did Daddy Pig receive the phone bill in scribbles? Maybe it's much simpler, and the artists just choose randomly.
What a lot of books!
Shh, Peppa. Shush, Peppa. Shush, shush, little birdie. I may have borrowed this book for a bit too long.
When Miss Rabbit lowers the book, the picture on it flips.
It can't be that bad. Nice. The children's section is over here.
Let's focus a little less on mistakes. In this shot, you can see pictures with characters from the cartoon Ben and Holly, the first season of which came out just a month before this episode. And this monkey refers us to a future episode of Bluey. Although wait, maybe this particular one isn't a reference.
It might be more fun.
I bet it's not.
Why is she opening the book from the middle? If I were Peppa, I wouldn't want to hear spoilers. Wait, if you've watched this far, please like and subscribe.
The camper van.
A secret surprise.
What's that?
The mountain suddenly gets longer. Just a frame ago, Peppa was standing on the edge of the slope, and now the mountain has stretched enough to fit a car.
Ooh.
This camper van has everything.
Between frames, the seat color randomly changes. Inside, it's a bit more purple. Also, Daddy Pig was buckled in and at the wheel before, but now he's unbuckled and not driving.
This button works the sink.
What's the point of turning on the water with a button if there are faucet handles? That's inconvenient. Also, Daddy Pig in the corner looks a bit bluish now. Seriously, the artist drew him as if there's glass in front of him, even though there isn't. And look at the rear view mirror. It reflects a perfect cloud. They forgot to apply the glass filter too, unlike the nearby one.
What does this button do?
I think he wanted to say something, but the sound editors messed up the audio, so he just silently did that.
Is everybody ready to go on holiday?
Off we go.
Vacation time.
Let's sing our travel song.
She didn't even have time to start the car, yet it already moved to the right side of the hill. Here's where it was before.
Daddy, we don't want to get lost.
Worry, Peppa?
Actually, they didn't have child seats in the back. You can see their absence from this early shot.
I'm an expert at map reading.
Grandad Dog.
Look where they stopped now. They had a short conversation with Granddad Dog, during which the car didn't move. They just turned on the voice assistant, and yet the background completely changed. Why can't the artist leave the things that shouldn't move alone?
Oil is gone.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
These things show the same values the whole episode. Basically, it's just two identical speedometers.
Luckily, I've got a spare can of oil.
When Daddy Pig opens the door and steps down, you can still see the lower part of the door in front of him, as if it never opened. But in the close-up, everything's fine.
Pour the oil into the engine and... this bed.
Ooh.
Do your blankets and pillows also fall from the ceiling right before bed, even though there's nothing there? Or maybe two beds just appear out of nowhere on that same roof.
Camping holiday.
By the way, on YouTube this episode is in the same video as the previous one, so look at how the transition between episodes looks there. This is a very obvious mistake. The camper van turns to the opposite direction overnight, and it happens in a single frame.
Good morning, my little piggies.
Good morning, Daddy Pig. Daddy Pig.
Their mouths don't move at all when they speak. Yes, most of the line is behind the curtain, but that doesn't excuse not animating the last word.
Good idea, Mummy Pig. Let's watch a nature program.
Where did he get this gray TV from? I mean, they really do have a TV in the van, but it's blue. Maybe this is just a second TV he keeps specifically for watching outdoors. That could explain it.
Oh, Daddy Pig. There's no...
Shush, shush, Mummy Pig. We can't hear our TV.
We can can do that at home.
Why is the screen of the turned-off TV completely black now, when earlier it was gray?
There's Tree World.
What's Tree World?
Ducks.
Duckland.
Here there's a flower right between Peppa and George, and here there isn't.
Peppa and George love ducks.
Wow, the animators added child seats to the camper when viewed from the outside, because in the previous episode, the camper looked like this. Better late than never.
The camper van can guide us.
Hello.
And another inconsistency with the previous episode. Here the blue button is shown on the left, closer to the window, but before, the blue button was closer to the steering wheel.
Welcome to Duckland.
Why doesn't Mummy go out through the door next to the seat?
Peppa and George love picnics.
I feel a little sorry for Daddy. While everyone has sandwiches, he has to settle for a piece of plain bread. But even stranger is this slice of watermelon. On every picnic by the river, they bring just a quarter of a watermelon. Nobody does that.
Drive straight ahead into the river.
Where did the exhaust pipe go? It comes back at the end of the episode. It's pretty silly that the smart van didn't retract these fins back on land.
Delphine donkey.
The phone looks a bit strange. Here's how a landline phone is shown in other episodes, but here it looks kind of ugly, although maybe in the 2000s it looked cool.
Hello, Daddy Pig speaking. Oh, something's wrong with the phone.
Even Daddy Pig understands that something is wrong with the phone. For example, the cord from the handset does not straighten when stretched, it stays just as twisted. And also in this shot, one small detail is missing that the animators forgot. There should be a basement door.
Oh, goody.
Delphine Donkey is Peppa's very...
Why does the shadow from the photo not fall on Peppa's hand? But no, it does fall, but a little later. In any case, I have a question about how this photo was originally held in place. Was it glued?
Delphine's train is arriving any minute.
Miss Rabbit is riding a train, and trains produce huge amounts of smoke when burning coal. And do you think it's possible to survive when in a narrow, long tunnel, the acrid smoke doesn't go into the sky, but straight into your face? I think if you ignore safety rules and stick your head out of the cabin, probably not. I wonder who would rescue Miss Rabbit if she is the only one working as a rescuer. Think about it.
All change.
That's Delphine.
Wait, and how exactly will Miss Rabbit turn the train around to go back? Will she really go backwards? Although on the other hand, then smoke from the engine won't blow into her face, so that might make sense. Here you can see the father of this little donkey standing on the train, even though in the previous shot, he wasn't on the train.
Bonjour.
Bonjour means hello in French.
I understand that this is just a drawing style, and there is no other way to show it, but the fact that during a cheek kiss, the donkey's lips don't even come close to touching Peppa seems funny to me.
Bonjour.
Cheese, bread, tomatoes,
Onions and fruit. Where shall I put Delphine's luggage?
In this scene, Daddy Pig enters through the front door, but when he walks in, the front door is somehow closed, and he actually appears from the other side. And here's another shot where the chest goes through his neck.
I only pack a little.
Now,
Why is the cat drawing hanging at Mummy Pig's head level if earlier it was somewhere around her shoulder? And also look at this doll. First it lies under Peppa, then to Peppa's right, then to Peppa's left.
Ask away.
Are English split infinitives a form of irregular?
shall we set up Delphine's bed?
Judging by how much time has passed on the clock, she asked this question for 10 minutes. Strange that during this time, it managed to get dark and the moon rose.
Wow.
Dormez bien.
Dormez bien.
Mummy Pig presses the lower part of the light switch, but the upper part is the one that gets pressed. The animators clearly mixed something up.
Sleep well.
Let's sing a little song to make us sleepy. Yes. Frère Jacques, dormez.
Delphine has come to visit Peppa's playgroup.
Look closely. Peppa enters the school with the donkey, after which you can see that Rebecca, Danny, and Pedro are still outside. But when the shot switches to inside the school, all of them are already sitting inside, and Peppa's only just running up.
Okay.
In this shot behind the donkey, there is a cupboard with 3 doors. But in another scene, it is already a very long cupboard with at least 6 doors.
Compost.
Daddy Pig is making vegetable soup for lunch.
They seriously gathered with the whole family to watch Daddy Pig cook food. Is watching Daddy Pig boil vegetables and call it soup really more interesting than TV?
Daddy,
When Peppa talks to Daddy Pig in a close-up, you can see there are no potato peels on the right side of the pile, but in the previous wide shot, there were 3 potato peels there. And later, the peel that Daddy Pig threw to Peppa also disappears.
okay.
Stop, Peppa.
Stop!
Vegetable peelings don't go in the normal bin.
Mummy Pig is now trying to seem very proper and eco-friendly. Although in another episode, Mr. Bull was collecting garbage in his truck and an apple core was visible in that bin, so they don't always follow these rules. I also want to note that there was not a gas stove under the window, but a sink.
Do Granny and Grandpa Pig eat potato peelings?
Mummy Pig, Peppa and George are taking the vegetable peelings.
Wait, the car lost the backrest of the front seats. Looks uncomfortable.
These peelings are for my post-com heap
What?
manure. I put it on my vegetables to give them a delicious crispy crust when frying.
It's a wooden box.
Clever. I put these peelings...
When the scene changes, flowers, grass, and a whole tree appear. What stopped the artist from detailing the scene right away?
compost.
Thanks for the demonstration, but this compost pile disappears in a minute without leaving even a tiny bit of dirt. And among the vegetable peels he throws, there is no banana peel, even though it was highlighted at the beginning of the episode.
The worms turn all the fruit and vegetables into compost.
A slightly strange decision to copy the movement of worms from dolphins.
I just wanna be part of your symphony.
How do you do? I love you.
The tomato plant on the left has 2 fruits, but in the next shot, only 1 tomato is visible.
I know. You put a seed in the ground, cover it in compost.
Concrete is soft. Still soft.
Everybody hold on to the tree.
And the last mistake in this episode. An apple falls on Grandpa Pig from above. But how can it fall from above if he is standing away from the tree? There are no branches above him.
Teddy Playgroup.
Miss Rabbit's ears go through the car ceiling. I think for this reason, in other episodes, the rabbits drive cars without a roof.
It is home.
Where did Mummy Cat appear from on the left in 1 second if she wasn't nearby before? She didn't even park here. And also, Susie Sheep bleats with her mouth closed. Listen.
Home time at home time.
Teddy, Daddy Playgroup is coming to stay. Yay.
Teddy Playgroup have arrived home.
Mummy Pig,
From the sound of the front door opening to Daddy Pig appearing in the shot, half a second passed.
Mummy Pig,
Considering that the distance from the front door to the kitchen is about 5 meters, Daddy Pig moved at a speed of around 360 kilometers per hour. Pretty impressive.
special guest staying with us tonight.
Really? Who's that?
Czy to Freddy Fazbear?
George is sitting on a chair next to the soda, but a few seconds later, Mummy Pig picked up the photo album and the chair with the soda disappeared. And one more oddity. If you look closely, the background here is slightly blurred, but in the next scene, it is in perfect quality. What is the logic of the artist who did this?
You all have to make room.
This is a bit harsh for Peppa. She even threw away her favorite teddy.
What you did was not nice!
And also in this shot, the books are packed tightly, and only toys are lying on the floor. Although 5 seconds earlier, a book was on the floor, and there were noticeably fewer books on the shelves.
Say cheese.
Cheese.
Here are 2 shelves with bananas and strawberries that stand 2 meters apart. A slightly strange store design.
Very interesting.
This is the checkout, where all the food is paid for.
This potato clearly should have fallen out through those huge openings in the basket.
Cheese.
Cheese.
When George takes a picture, his hand shines through the camera as if it is made of semi-transparent plastic. Also look at the weirdness at the checkout. All the products are laid out, after which Miss Rabbit enters the total. Apparently she calculated it in her head. But a second later, completely different products are on the counter.
Daddy lost Teddy Playgroup.
Probably the writers will say that in such situations, you just need to call the place where the item was lost. That would be educational, but instead he will go and glue photos of the toy onto trees because
when people see the pictures of Teddy Playgroup, they'll know he's lost, and they can help us find him.
when seeing this photo, everyone will more likely start thinking that Peppa is missing.
Ah, Teddy Playgroup. I know where he is.
This loss of the toy is made ridiculous. At first, the toy is in Peppa's hands. Then it just disappears. And only later, it appears out of nowhere on the checkout conveyor.
I was worried that Teddy Playgroup wouldn't have an exciting adventure with us.
On the cabinet behind the children lies a blue car, although in the wide shot, it is not there.
Danny's pirate party.
He is having a party.
The movement Danny made should have been a bark, but the sound engineer mixed the sounds incorrectly, and as a result, with the next mouth opening, Danny makes a double bark.
Yo ho ho!
Jolly good.
The point of the game is for the children to take all these bags of candy, but some of them are hanging too high for the children to reach. For example, this one is hanging 2 meters above the ground. Do you know how the animators solved this problem? The 4 bags that hang high simply disappear in the next scenes.
Put your life jackets on.
On Grandad.
I really like this scene. Mummy Pig takes out a safety vest to put it on Zoe, but she runs away. Look at her reaction. This money bag wasn't hanging directly above the sun lounger. It was slightly to the side.
Everybody loves chocolate coins.
The older children have a wider chocolate mark around their mouths from biting the chocolate coin than the younger children. Considering the coin's diameter is the same, this is a bit illogical. The width of the chocolate mark should be roughly equal to the size of the coin.